Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today we're going to be swatching out all of these K-Beauty lip stains. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In this video today, I'm going to be doing a swatch video with a lot of K-Beauty lip products that I picked up from YESSTYLE towards the end of 2024. I figured out that there were either some really cool, new, exciting formulas out in the K-Beauty realm, or there were shades being released in lines that I really love that are far more cool toned than what I had already owned. So you know me by now, then I want to know, are they truly cool toned or not? So I've got some Lilybyred in here. There's Roman. There is some Peripera. I think I have, I think those are the brands actually. Peripera, Roman, and Lilybyred. So let's get to some swatches. So I've got 12 products here. We're going to be kicking things off with these two Lilybyred products. Sadly, the name of this is only written on the packaging in Korean, so I can't read that, but I'll make sure to pop the name up on the screen right here and also list it in the description box down below, just in case I don't know exactly what these are called. But the lighter one here is shade 5, Taro Jelly Bite, and the number 8 one is the slightly deeper one, and this is 08 Grape Jelly Bite. So let me give them a swatch. 05 seems like a really nice, like cooler toned pink, you could say. And these have squeezy packaging, but they're a little tough to squeeze out. Like you have this like plastic applicator. I'm not sure if you can see very well. But you have that plastic applicator and then you need to squeeze it out, and then you get a little bit of the product. So here's the lighter one, the Taro one, and this is the Grape one. I do feel that the Grape one looks warmer toned than the packaging might have you expect, because if I look at these, they both look like cool tones, and the Grape one does look a little warm toned in the swatch. So here is what shade 5 looks like, and I think it's really pretty. I just don't love this packaging. The plastic is really, really hard, like it's a really thick plastic, and you need to squeeze it to get the product out, and the product is quite thick as well. So I feel it kind of like works against each other, and the product just doesn't come out as easily as I'd like. It is a really pretty My Lips But Better kind of shade. Feels really rich and creamy. There is a scent, but it's not super noticeable. It's like noticeable when you first put it on, but it's not overpowering as it's sitting on my lips right below my nose. This is a really nice, thicker, sort of lip balm kind of formula, which I do enjoy. I just wish the packaging of these was different. Let's swatch the Grape shade. And here is what the Grape shade looks like. Pretty, yes, but not as purple as the tube might suggest, and that's what I went by when I bought this. On the lips, it's far more reddish brown than it is purple, which I feel is a little bit of a shame, but I feel that this way, with this darker shade, you can see the formula a little bit better on my lips. It fills in any lines. It's this thicker texture that I feel is going to make it last a little bit longer, but that's also why I don't love this, because my lips kind of stick together. It feels a little bit sticky, which I don't love in these balmy sort of lip gloss like products. It's just not my favorite. And even though this is really pretty, this is probably a shade I would not wear as much as the lighter pink shade, because this is just, it's still a neutral. I can still get away with it, but I don't think that this is necessarily going to be the thing for me. And now we can also see how much these stain the lips. These do not stain. Next up is this lip product from Peripera. This is their Heart Gem Glow Lip in 06 Cherry Smoothie. And look at that. It looks like a little heart. It is one of the clicky pens, so it's very similar to something like the MAC Squirt glosses and all those things. And I do think that even though the shape looks really cute, I do think it can be a challenge to get that to go on precise. But as intense as it looks here in the bullet, that's how sheer it applies onto the lips. Cherry makes me think it's like a pinky red, and I definitely think that that's what it is. So let me throw it onto my lips to see what this does on my naturally quite pigmented lips. So here is what that Peripera product looks like. This is really pretty. It's like that softer sort of I've just eaten some ripe fruit kind of thing, but without it being overly bright. Very often these sheer, more sort of like I've just bitten my lips kind of look are pretty intense, where it kind of defeats the point, and I feel this is right smack in the middle of something that's more intense and something that's more sheer. I really enjoy this shade. I think it's really beautiful on. This is very much in my comfort zone. Formula feels rich and creamy. I do think this is another one of those like lip balm, like colored lip balm kind of things that we've seen a lot of brands do. And this is really, really beautiful on for sure. So this is definitely a keeper for me. No discernible staining with this one either, which brings me to Peripera, and everything else is by Romand. I think I'm going to start with their Mood lipstick. This is the I think it's called the Mood Glow lipstick. I already have one of the matte versions of this, which I really enjoy. It's a really nice formula. And this is in shade 07, which looks like this. But again, it's one of those like balmy, glowy lipsticks. That's really where K-Beauty has been going. And this is what shade 07 looks like. It's very similar to the other one from Peripera that I just showed you, and this is a more glowy, sheer version that feels very balmy. No discernible scent with this one. And here is what that Peripera Mood Glow lipstick looks on me. Really pretty. It's a very pretty shade. It's a little bit more intense than the previous one I've shown you. It's got purple in, but it's not overly purple. Like, it still has a little bit of brown in it as well, which I think means it's going to be wearable for so many people. Like, if you've got a little bit of cool tones, then it's going to look a little bit warmer on you perhaps, but if you have a warm undertone, this can pull a little bit cooler on you, so I think it can work for a lot of people. It is pretty well pigmented. For how this swatched, I think it's a lot more pigmented than the previous product is. I just don't, again, very sticky on the lips, not that pleasant feeling. Like when I talk, I kind of feel my lips get like stuck together every single time. And you know, I'm a teacher, I talk a lot for a living, so I need my lip products to be very, very comfortable indeed. And this doesn't quite fit the bill. And next up are these two Airy Ink Velvets from Peripera. The Ink Velvets are one of my favorite lip products that I have in my entire lip collection. I had one of the Airy Velvets as well. I think I still have one, but I used to have more, but I didn't love the shade. And they came out with a special collection centered around rose-colored shades, and that's what I wanted to try. So I've got shade 34, which is this purpley pink one, and shade 35, which is like a pinky red, I think. So let me swatch both of these to see, should I shake these? No, they don't need to be shaken. I had expected these to like smell of something, and there's definitely some sort of scent, but I had expected it to smell stronger. Because I did try one that had like a peachy shade, and that also smelled very obviously of peach. So as predicted, here are the swatches. The 34 shade is indeed like a purpley pink, and the 35 shade is a pinky red. So let me put these on my lips for you. And here's what shade 34 looks like on me. It's different for me, definitely. It really reminds me of Velvet Enchantment from, or is it In Bloom? Like one of the pink tones that Lisa Eldridge has in her range. It really reminds me of that. And what I like about the Ink Airies in particular is that they are really good for creating that blurred lip look that you can see all over Asian beauty. There are a couple of lip products that do that from different brands, and this is the version for Peripera. I feel like the original Ink Velvets are more of like a true matte liquefied lipstick, and these have still a matte finish, but they look a little bit more blurry around the edges, and these are really stunning if you rub them in with your finger as well. I'm now wearing it quite full on to have their color translate as true to color on the screen for you guys, but you can very easily manipulate these into whatever look you want them to be. You can use them really easily for ombre lips if that's your vibe. Pair it with a lip liner if you do want to give a little bit more emphasis to the lips, but it is meant to look a little bit fuzzy around the edges, and that's something I really enjoy. And here's what shade 35 looks like, a really, really good red. Again, with that sort of fuzzy edge with a red. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily going to go for it. And this isn't as pink toned as I had expected because it looks quite pink toned in the packaging, but on my lips, I mean, it's pretty, but it's far more blue leaning and it definitely has a hint of something warm to it. It's not overly orange. I feel it looks more orange in the camera than it does in real life, but I had definitely expected there to be more of like a raspberry or a strawberry shade, and it leans more watermelon for me. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the vibe I want to go for, but it is pretty. I think for the summertime, this is going to be a great shade. Both of them are. Like these kind of lip products in the summertime, I don't know what it is about it, but maybe it's because in my head, it feels like you've just eaten popsicles and you also get that like little bit of fuzziness if you've eaten, you know what I mean? It's sort of that look that you're emulating with this. It's just a little bit more intense than when you've just eaten a popsicle. Then you need to go with some of the sheerer things I just swatched. But this is really pretty. I like, the more I have it on, the more I like it. I haven't really worn a lot of red lipsticks out in the world in my day-to-day life. And I just feel I need to, like in 2025, I need to bring it back because red lipstick and me, like we love each other. And especially now that I've had my hair done and it looks a little bit blonder than it usually is, I feel I can pull it off even more. And these have a little bit of a staining effect, but it's not super strong, not like with some of the things I'm about to show you, I'm sure. And I had forgotten that I had already bought these Romand lip balms for Black Friday. So I'm just throwing them into the video. These are the Glasting melting balms from Romand, and I got 2 shades to try. I got... what shade names are these? Oh, they're always written on the packaging. Hold on. I have 06 Kaya Fig, which is this warmer toned one, and then 07, which is going to be Mauve Whip. And I'm really having high hopes for these. And these are like nice lip balms that aren't too sticky because I just didn't love the other ones because they're too sticky for my liking. I just don't like that. So here's what those 2 shades look like. This is Kaya Fig and this is Mauve Whip. So let me put them on my lips for you to see how we feel about these. So there is a little bit of a scent with these, but again, when I smell the tube, I don't really smell it, but when I spread it around my lips, I certainly do. Kaya Fig is really pretty. It very much reminds me of some of my Tower 28 lip balms that I really love, like the lip glosses. I have one in pistachio and in sesame, and this reminds me of the coconut shade I used to have that I used up because that's why I bought those other shades. It's not super precise, so I feel I'm like smudging it all around the corner of my mouth here, which is a user error, I should say. But yeah, it's a pretty big bullet, I say. And they have a nice bit of slip to it. It's a little bit sticky, but not as sticky as the other ones. Like I don't feel like my lips are truly like sticking together. It's more of like a glidiness that it has. Really pretty. I love the hint of shine this gives, and it makes my lips look super smooth and very plump. So that's what I love. I love when lip products just kind of like fill in those lines, and like I don't have lip filler or anything else going on, so this is really what my lips just look like naturally, and that's what I'm working with. So this is really pretty. I don't think that these are like lip stains either, but this is really pretty on. I don't even want to take it off. It's really pretty. It goes really well with some of the warmth that I have going on in my hair. That's why I can sometimes get away with some warmer tones, is because even though I do pull quite cool toned overall, there are parts to my complexion, you could say, that makes me get away with warm tones. And here is what Mauve Whip looks like. On the back of my hand, I feel it looks more purple than on my lips. What's up with that? I do still like it. It's definitely more pigmented and a little bit deeper than the Kaya Fig one, or Kaja, I don't know. This is really pretty too. It's just not, like, for a mauve, it's definitely a warmer leaning mauve. So if you're looking for a cool tone mauve, this isn't the one, I think. But I would still love wearing this. It's the same lovely formula. And the scent of this, I have to say, like I said, it's not too noticeable, but it's like a sweet freshness almost. A little bit floral, but not too overpowering or anything like that. And it disappears super quickly. So this is really, really pretty. Yeah, I like this one a lot too. And now the question is, what shall we do first? I think I'm going to go with the new formula from Romand first, because the other ones I know for sure are lip stains. But they came out with these, the Glasting color glosses. And they intrigued me, so I wanted to try it. I got it in 2 shades. This white one is 08 Cherry Lip. And this purpley one is 05 Dim Mauve. I think we're going to start with the mauve tone, because I think that's the thing I need to get down with most. Here is what the applicator looks like in case you were curious. And this looks really pretty. So let me put it on my lips to see what these are like. So these I love. This is, it's like a liquefied lip balm. That's the way I would describe these. Very rich and creamy feeling. I think these have a lot of shea butter in. That nice little bit of gloss that those balms had as well. But then a hint of color. And this dim mauve shade, my lips but better. This is so, so pretty. It's not overly warm. I was afraid from the swatch on the back of my hand because I do feel it has some brown to it almost. But on my lips, that brown undertone disappears completely. This is a really good one. It's definitely more of a glossy lip balm kind of thing. I don't feel it's a true lip stain like I'm used to seeing from K-beauty brands. So I'm glad to see them do some new innovative things. Let's do the cherry one. And that, of course, is going to be red. I don't know how I feel about red in this kind of formula, but I thought I could give it a whirl. Stunning. This is so, so beautiful. It is like, it pulls a little bit pink on the back of my hand, but it almost has a hint of plum when it goes onto my lips. It has more depth than I had expected. I definitely thought this was going to be like one of those really bright cherry sort of lip colors, but it definitely has like almost like a black and purpley base to it. And then you get that sort of juicy red that it has. This is really pretty. Not sure how much I would wear a shade like this in this kind of formula, as I already mentioned. But is this a really pretty product? It certainly is. I really like the shade. Love this formula. This is probably going to disappear within an hour of you drinking and eating something, though. It feels very nourishing on the lips. But that's the thing. Like, some people get mad at these, like, more balmy textures. Like, if you want comfort, you're going to not have as much longevity. If you want longevity, you need to still go in with a matte liquid lipstick. That's usually the way. Or put a lip liner or something like that over this or under this in order to create more definition and have more of a shade going on. But if you want the color to last, I don't think this is necessarily going to be that kind of product. But if you take it for what it is, a liquefied lip balm that has a bit of color to it and a gorgeous shine, I think you're going to love these. And again, no lip stain. So far, nothing that I've tried stained my lips, which, if you've ever seen me review other K-beauty lip products, it can stain usually. And then I have 2 new shades in 2 of my favorite formulas from Romand each. I've got the Juicy Lasting Tint and the Glasting Water Tint. I think I'm going to do the juicy ones first. I mainly have warm tones from this line. But they came out with some new shades, so I wanted to try it. They came out with Bare Fig and Odd Grape. So let me see if these have the same issue as I have with some of the other ones, where they look cool toned at first, but maybe they're not. But these were all promoted as being cool tones. Like, that's one of the things that I love about K-beauty brands, is that they have this overview. If you click the little, like, brochure that's on YESSTYLE, you can really, like, see the comparative swatches. And they will, at least Romand has it, I think Peripera does it as well. Like, several K-beauty brands will have this overview of, like, these are the cool tone shades, and these are warm tone shades, and these things are supposed to be more intense. And I just really find that helpful with picking shades. So here is what Bare Fig looks like on the back of my hand. So this is the first one where I really notice a very distinguishable scent to the product, which is this really like fruity, figgy kind of scent. It definitely has it to it. It still has a bit of freshness to it. It almost has a bit of a green scent to it. But the shade, gorgeous. It's got a hint of purple to it. It's quite blue leaning. It makes my teeth look whiter. which I love. And I already knew I love this formula. This is one of my favorites from Romand, as I was saying. So I'm really glad they're now doing these more cooler tones. Not sure if you can still get shade 28 Bare Fig, because it does come in slightly different color packaging. And that's the thing with Romand and any K-beauty brands I have found. Also with, for instance, the Peripera ink velvets that I love so much. They discontinue shades so quickly. So get them while you can. That's why I sort of made this order, because I saw all these lipstick shades. I was like, I want to try them. And this is really beautiful. This I could wear all day, especially with, like, especially because I knew there would be so many cool tones in today's video. I went with this, like, cool tone pinky look and, like, a very neutral cheek to really give these lipsticks its moment to shine. And it's the dead of winter, so I'm super pale at the moment. And I feel like the paler I am, the better cool tones look on me. So in the summertime, like, I don't tan because I go bright red back to my skin color, so that's why I never do go through the effort. But in the summertime, I do feel like my skin tone goes up like 1 or 2 shades, and then I get a little bit more of a yellowy undertone that lasts until like October, November, and then like the next 6 months, I'm like super pale and I pull almost pink. It's because I probably have a more neutral undertone, but yeah, my skin tone does shift quite a bit over, like, through the course of a year. And this shade does stain. Let's do Odd Grape. And I'm suspecting it's just going to be a lighter version of the shade I was just wearing. I'm in love with these. Like, K-beauty finally has good, true, cool tone shades in their lipstick ranges that don't pull warm tone on me. This is so pretty. This is even prettier than the previous one. It still has more depth than I had expected. I think that's definitely due to the dry down, so it looks pretty vibrant at first, but then I think when it sits on your skin for a little bit, it definitely seems to deepen up as it settles down. But look at that little bit of that hint of plum. It definitely has like this blue tone base to it. This is what I was hoping that grape shade at the start from Lilybyred would look like. Like, this is what I was hoping for it would do on me. But I still have that shade, and now also in one of my favorite formulas from Romand. So I definitely, when I declutter in March, I'm gonna have to declutter some of my K-beauty lip stains so that some of these now new shades to me have a space to sit in my makeup collection, because my lipstick collection is a mess if you watch my video that went live on Sunday, because I got a lot of lip products in 2024. But yeah, these are lovely, and I'm now happy to have this formula I already knew I loved in this shade. By the way, the grape one doesn't have that really strong scent. So that makes me believe that the fig one, the Bare Fig one that I swatched before this, is from some sort of special range, because that's the only one so far that really had a stronger sense of a scent to it. But I think this is really pretty. Same goes for these Glasting water tints. I love this. I have one shade only though, because the entire range that they had available previously was so warm toned. I got Vintage Ocean, which I do like to wear on me in the fall season, but I here have 14 Mauve Moon and 16 Fig Rise. So I'm gonna start things off with Mauve Moon. I'm gonna swatch it next to that Odd Grape shade, because I actually feel they're quite similar. The difference between the Glasting water tint and the Juicy lasting tint is that I feel that the Juicy lasting tints have a bit of a stronger staining effect, but these have a more dewy look to them. So, and these are a little thinner on the lips as well. So I feel that this formula is actually a little bit better. It's been my favorite from Romand, but I hadn't been able to find any more shades that I liked. I just can't with these. These are so stunning on. And it's that lovely, almost like it goes on when you apply it, it feels like water. It feels like you're applying moisturizer to your lips. It's so incredibly hydrating. And that hint of purple, again though, super pale when it first goes on. And then it does deepen up, especially if you add a second layer. But I really like this shade. Again, with a little bit of a plummy undertone. It's got a hint of blue running through it. It makes my teeth look whiter, which we always love. So this is just, yeah, This is incredibly lovely. I think this is a beautiful lip color. I can get so much wear out of this. This is exactly up my street. This is very much my comfort zone. And this also had a nice staining effect. And here we have Fig Rise, which I think is just a slightly deeper tone. It's a little bit more warm toned than the Mauve Moon shade was. Need I say more? This shade speaks for itself. Oh, this is so beautiful on. This is so, so beautiful. This is exactly what I want from a lip product. Here is what, no, yeah, it's right up here. What Fig Rise looks like. It has more warmth than the previous version, but I like that. It has almost like a reddish vibe to it, but it's not too brown. It still has that purpley base that the other one had, which I like. I really, really like. It is also deeper, so I do feel it kind of brings the look together, which was my hope. That's why I wanted to swatch this one last, because I do have that darker sweater on, and I definitely think this brings the makeup look together a little bit better than some of the other shades I swatched before this. This is beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm super happy that I have some of my favorite Romand and other K-Beauty product shades in just shades that work for me a lot better than what I already owned, because a lot of them were just incredibly warm toned, and now they do all these lovely cool tones, which have my heart, as we all know. So yes, thank you so very much for watching me today. These are all of the things I swatch for you. The two Lilybyred reds are up here. These are the Peripera Hard Glow and the Mood Ink Glow. These are the Ink Airy Velvets. And then here are the two Romand lip balms. Here are the Glasting water tints. These are the Juicy Lasting tints. And then these two are those new Glasting glosses. That's what they are called. Really, really beautiful, lovely new formulas that I got to try, and I'm so happy. Not all of the shades were perfect in this video today, but still really lovely things. And as I mentioned, I'm just chuffed now having these products that I love in shades I also truly love and that I feel work really well for me. So I'm super excited for this one. So thanks so much for joining me here today. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. I do make videos regularly with K-Beauty content. So if you want to see more Asian beauty related content, then I will make sure to link some of those videos down below that I've done previously. And you can look forward to lots of other content coming your way throughout the year. So I really hope you stay tuned for more, and then I hope to see you again in my next one. Bye-bye.